This is some homework from the problems from the 9.3 homework, okay? Let's start out with number 11 from the 9.3 part 1 worksheet.
9.3 part 1.
Yeah. Did I missay that?
No.
Okay.
I just wanted to repeat the
All right.
sound, so-
Do you have a lanyard?
No.
All right. Okay, so first step here, right? What's our first step?
Find the parent function.
PF.
Yeah, P, yeah.
Px.
P90x, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, what's my parent function? 6 to the x, right? 6 to the x, right? It's just x and the number that's right next to it. So 6 to the x is my parent function. What's the asymptote for my parent function always?
0.
Y equals 0. Let's be y equals 0. Yeah, so let's graph that. What are my 2 points I'm going to graph? What are the 2 x coordinates I should write in?
0 and 1.
0 and 1, okay, good. So that's 0, 1 and 1, 6. Okay, so let's graph. Let's plot those guys. Look at that. So 0, 1, 1, 6. Okay. Is this an upward swoosh or a downward swoosh?
Upward swoosh.
Okay, good. Upward swoosh. Okay. So there's my parent graph. There's my parent graph. There's my parent graph. There's my parent graph. Okay. All right. So yep, you just write down the asymptote. Write down the parent function. Write down its asymptote, and then those 2 points. Okay. All right, what do I write down now? What do I write down now? The transformations, right? There's a lot here. There's kind of a lot. What's gonna happen? Someone give me one of the transformations. Up 5, right? It's gonna go shift up 5. Okay, it's gonna shift up 5. Okay. What's that negative going to do? It's going to reflect it across what? It's a good guess. The asymptote. It's going to reflect over the asymptote. Yeah, the asymptote. Okay, and then what's that 1/3 going to do? And I'm more for the 1/3. Well, first of all, what does it do? What is a times, right? This is a times 1/3. What's that going to do? Yeah, compress it. Vertical compression. Yeah. Yeah. And so with the compressions and the stretches, I'm more interested in you guys writing it down than I am like you actually drawing it. If you want to, that's great, but don't worry too much about drawing a vertical compression. Okay. All right. So we're going to shift up 5. So where's my new asymptote going to be? What's my new asymptote going to be? Y equals 5. Y equals 5. There's my new asymptote. Okay. And then what we've got to do is we've got to take these 2 pink points here, we've got to shift them up 5 and then reflect across the asymptote, okay? So here's how you do that. Okay, so we're going to go up 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? So we're at this point here, okay? And then to reflect across the asymptote, what happens, right now my point is 1 above the asymptote, right?
Right.
So when I reflect it, my final point is going to be just 1 below the asymptote. It's going to be right here. Okay, let's do that with this second point here now. All right, So starting from this pink point right here, we're going to go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So we're what? We're 6 spots. Sorry, the graph paper doesn't go all the way up there. So we're 6 spots above my asymptote. So my new blue point is going to be where? After we reflect. 6 below, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to be our new blue point. So is this going to be an upward swoosh or a downward swoosh for my blue graph? Downward, yeah. There you go. I'll erase that other arrow. Okay, so that blue graph, that's our answer. Questions, comments, concerns before we write down the info? Yes?
Do you not vertically compress it on the graph?
So, yeah. So I'm more interested. I'm more interested in you guys writing it down than showing it. But yes, you are correct. You are correct, yep.
So including the test, we don't have to slide.
Well, I haven't been. Yeah, just leave it like this.
Wait,
Are we good? Okay. Alright, let's write down the info here. Alright, what's my domain? What's the farthest to the left I go? Yeah, so these are all, I'm not going to say all, but we've only seen the domain being all real numbers, right? What about the range? What's the highest down? What's the highest down I go? What's the farthest down I go? Negative infinity. What's the highest up I go?
5.
What's the lowest up I go? Yeah, 5. All right, my y never goes above 5. It gets capped at 5. That's the cap. All right. How are we feeling about these? Think we can do these? As x goes to positive infinity, f of x goes to what? Right, so you just have to remember it's x going to positive infinity, so just remember to trace with your finger along the graph to the right. Where's f of x going?
Negative.
Yeah. And then as we go to the left, where's f of x going? 5. Okay, what's my y-intercept? How can I get that always? How do I get half credit? I write down what?
0.
Just 0, comma, blank, parenthesis, okay? And then what about that y coordinate? It's going to be negative, we plug in 0, negative 1/3 times 6 to the 0 plus 5, which is negative 1/3 times 1 plus 5, which is negative 1/3 plus 5, which is on my calculator. You guys want me to show you on the calculator? Okay. 14/3. There you go.
Hello.
Yeah.
How is that?
14/3.
Oh, because even 1/3 is negative.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So when it's negative plus,
Yeah.
and then it's not negative, there's like a error in what is it? So like I'm looking at this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So the number out front makes it compress or stretch.
yeah, and then all you have to do is just write down.
Just write it down, yeah.
the vertical.
Yeah. I'm okay with you guys not.
Okay.
You might have to next year.
Okay.
That's a whole year away. That's a whole like 3 months away. It's so far away.
What, 3 months?
Pre-cal? 4
that's
months, 5 months?
like-
4.
So like,
4 probably. When's the first day of school in the fall?
August 14th.
So
14.
4 months and 3 days.
Something like that, 14th,
Purdue starts at 14.
So,
Yeah. 4 months, you guys. What's that?
are you talking?
My pumped? I'm a little pumped, yeah, slightly.
Slightly.
You have a phone?
What? Yeah, I need to hit the gym again. I've been getting in the gym.
I haven't seen you.
I know. I was gonna go on Friday, but my mom needed help. I'd run errands. Stay consistent. I know. I need to.
I love how you just love helping out your mom. That's so cute.
Yeah. Thank you.
Some kids just forget about their mom.
Yeah. I forget about my mom too a lot of the time. She's kind of sporadic.
But like that's natural. You have to live your own life though.
Wow. Look at
But
that.
also, don't forget.
Get-
true, but
getting
I
deep.
forget, like, yeah, I know my mom, but like,
she's always in the back of your head.
yeah, like, my mom.
I should have got her flowers or something.
But what?
For Easter.
Did you get her?
Well,
did you give her anything?
honestly,
Not
I
a
think-
basket.
I think
I gave her like 12 hours of manual labor. What's that?
the Easter Bunny is not coming.
I think my mom.
My mom told me the Easter Bunny is dead.
Easter
died
Bunny's
from
dead.
COVID.
He died from COVID.
That's what my mom told me.
What's the
I just want burgers.
But all my siblings got Easter Bunny.
My grandma was like, I didn't make Easter baskets this year, but she gave me $75. More than enough.
I think that would. Right, any candy.
She did give me candy too.
My mom said that too. My brother and I are like that.
All right. Any others we want to go over? You guys want to try one of these on your own?
What if we did all the homework?
Then you want to. Okay. So 2 options. We can go over these 3, or you can do them on your own. I don't care. Or I can maybe go through some review problems for the quiz.
Quiz review
A little
problems.
bit of quiz review.
Do we not have notes today?
I hereby, by the authority vested in me by Cathedral High School, I strike down the notes today. All right, so some practice problems.
Good job.
Okay,
My dad asked me what class I was in. I was like,
Rushkas. You tell him, I don't know.
I do have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
So on something number 9, the asymptote be just 1 or would it be 0?
It'd be 0.
Okay.
And that's because our asymptote gets affected by the numbers that get added or subtracted outside the exponent. There's technically just like a +0 there. Yeah. You tell your dad we're doing exponential right now, so you can learn about compound interest.
I don't know what that
We
is.
love compound interest. You're not going to retire without compound interest. Therefore, you're not going to retire without exponential functions. Ha. None of you will retire without exponential functions.
Do you know what actually is good?
I think it's a lot of like financial math, like probability.
Like insurance?
Yeah.
That's what I used to
I don't feel called to actuarial sciences, but maybe who knows.
It
All right, so let's do. What does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? And what do I have to write down in addition? Okay, that's a bad word. What do I also have to write down? Okay, so let's see. Ooh, here's a good one. Let's do f of x equals the absolute value of x, and g of x equals 10x minus 3.
Are there answers? Or
We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this together. Okay. So how do I do if this is f of x and this is g of x? How do I do f plus g of x? What is this a fancy way of writing?
I think we're gonna need a review thinking
Just f of x plus g of x.
F X plus G of X.
Yeah. Right. So what is that here?
Oh wait, you kind of sort of distribute it
Yeah, in a way.
in a sense.
So it's gonna be your.
In my head, it's getting distributed. So
Okay. Shut up. I don't want to hear it. Okay? And then this is a fancy way of writing what?
F of x minus g of x.
Yeah.
Do we have like a chart on the quiz that we have to fill out?
You want a chart?
Yep.
Honestly?
Points?
Dang.
Wouldn't that be smart?
Okay? And so be careful here. So I'm going to do absolute value of x. When I plug in g of x with a minus in front of it, okay, this is going to be a mistake. Someone's going to make this mistake on the quiz. They're going to do minus 10x minus 3. Why is that wrong?
Because you got the minus 3.
It's got to be in parentheses. Yeah. I'm minusing the whole thing. I'm not just minusing 10x. I'm minusing 10x minus 3. So you got to put it in parentheses.
What if you make 10x negative and then you add 3?
And then that's the correct answer
Would
as
you
well.
like simplify this out?
Yeah.
You just skip the parentheses.
How would we do that with an absolute value?
Just leave it like that.
Oh, so this is like,
It's basically just writing formulas.
Yeah, this is a little simpler. I got a Starbucks gift card from Mrs. Barthel. I got to use that sometime. No, we had a new teacher meeting. This is the fancy way of writing what?
g of x. F of x times g of x.
It's going to be just leave it like that. Just leave it like that. Just leave it like that.
Yeah, what does it
Let's ignore Mrs. Hollis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Draw a picture.
Okay, this one, someone's going to make a mistake here, right? This is the fancy way of writing what? F of x divided by g of x.
Wait, so f times g of x. That one doesn't get simplified anymore?
This one? No, just leave it like that.
Okay.
This one, though, what are people going to forget to do? What do you have to write for this one? Okay, I'm not going to write that. Write down what? Write down your what? Excluded values. Okay. So f of x divided by g of x, that's the absolute value of x, divided by 10x minus 3. Okay. What are the excluded values of this function? How do I find them? What's that? So I take that bottom. I take the bottom, I write the bottom equals 0, and I solve for x. X equals 3/10. Okay. So then this is my answer, but then my answer is also like what's also part of my answer is this guy. So those are my answers.
Wait, so when you're dividing them, you have excluded values? Is that only divided?
Only dividing, yeah. Okay. I think we do need a little test review assignment. Would you guys want one? Okay, let me
Test review or quiz?
quiz review, sorry.
Yeah, I think so.
I won't give you a test review. Not yet. Not yet. I won't give you a test review.
No test.
Oh, 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 oh. Ooh, these ones are toughies. I'll give you all the odds. I should not be left to live if I
On a scale from 1 to 10, how hard is this?
7.5.
7.5.
7.5.
Alright.
It can't be on the paper. I know.
All right, so let's do.
Let's have color now. Mr. Russia,
What's up?
do you think
I should. Am I out?
I can take some too and have some? A little bit.